When most people think about cybersecurity, they picture the CISO and the security team handling threats, patching systems, running incident response drills. And yes, that work is essential, but there's another way to strengthen cybersecurity, one that doesn't require any technical background at all. It comes from adopting a few principles from the privacy discipline in the way business leaders work, make decisions, and manage data every day. Privacy teams think differently. They don't just ask, how do we protect the data we have? They ask, why are we collecting this data in the first place? Who really needs it? How long are we keeping it? And what are we telling people about how we use it? When business leaders start asking those same questions in their own departments, they're doing something the security team can't do on its own: reducing risk at the source. Let's take a sales team as an example. If your CRM is filled with old prospect data from campaigns that ran 3 years ago, that's not just clutter, it's exposure. The CISO can encrypt it, monitor it, and protect it, but they can't decide whether it's still needed. Only the business can make that call, and deleting what's no longer useful instantly reduces the attack surface. Or take HR. Say you've collected employee performance data or survey responses for a quarterly initiative. If viewing this scenario through a privacy lens, a business leader might ask, do we still need this after the review cycle? Can we summarize or anonymize it for future use? Marketing teams are another great example. If you're collecting customer behavior data or running analytics through third parties, a privacy-informed mindset helps you think more critically about what's being shared internally or with vendors, whether it's necessary, and what kind of visibility customers might expect. That kind of thinking doesn't just reduce risk, it also builds trust. If vendor records or customer account data are stored indefinitely just in case, that's more data to protect and more risk if something goes wrong. But if the team builds in a regular cleanup cycle and keeps only what's needed, the company's risk exposure and potential fines shrinks dramatically if an incident were to occur. And here's the key point: the security team can't do this alone. They don't own the business processes. They don't decide what data gets collected or why. But business leaders do, which means that every time you apply privacy thinking, limiting what you collect, defining clear purposes, cleaning up what's no longer needed, you're lightening the load on security and reducing potential damage from breaches, insider mistakes, or third-party failures. It doesn't require new tools, just better habits. And here's the opportunity. If you're leading a business function, whether it's sales, HR, finance, or product, you're making decisions every day that shape how data flows through the business. You decide what gets collected, who has access, and how long it sticks around. So instead of treating data as something to gather by default, start treating it like inventory. If it's sitting on your shelves and not being used, it's just adding cost and risk. If too many people can get to it, it's harder to manage and easier to misuse. And that kind of leadership, it allows business leaders to strengthen cybersecurity from the inside out. If you are on the legal team or part of a privacy team, Governisto has services packages that can operationalize your privacy program and move it from words in a policy to part of the process DNA within your organization. Please visit our website at governisto.com or email contact us at governisto.com. Let's talk.